So you bought a dash cam, but you need to learn how to install it correctly. You don't want to have messy wires hanging from the top of your dashboard all the way to the camera showing plugging into the outlet. If you're searching for ways how to guide your wires behind the headboard, I'll show you how. So let's give the box an open. Included in your kit, that's the headlining tool. That's the tool that we're going to pull the headliner apart and use it. There's a cloth included to help you clean the front and back windshield. We got adhesive strips to help you tuck those wires nice and tight. And this is the USB to plug into your computer, and your SIM card will just pop into that back hole right there. This will go up against your windshield. You'll just rip this red adhesive off and then you can place it. And here we have the back dash camera, very small and tiny. Let's give it a rip. The wire is long enough, so if you have an SUV, a cargo van, or something bigger than just a sedan, you can use this. But we're not going to need all this wiring. We can just tuck it away in the headliner. Here we got the mount and we got the camera. This should just hook in simply like this. You just want to push that in nicely. So this is probably how your dash cam looks. We've already mounted it on the hook. Grab a clean cloth and give your windshield a nice wipe. Once that windshield's wiped, all you're going to do is peel off the suction cup and then mount it to the windshield and angle your camera the way you want it to record. And then we can begin the process of wiring above the headliner. Just want to peel off the top plastic. Get your camera aligned. So this is the piece that's going to plug right into your smoking port at the front of your car. And you just want to unzip the zip ties. Now you can bring your wires. That's how it should look. This is what you'll be using to get that pried apart. You see how I'm not even using the tool that they provided us. I'm just gently using my fingers. Well, here we can start using the tool. If you can see closely, it's nice and tucked. So we just tucked the wire nicely along this, brought the wire around right here, and now you'll just be tucking your wire into the bottom of your compartment. And nice and tight. And there you have it, guys. Using our headliner tool, we're just gonna pull this headliner back a bit and we're gonna start wiring. You honestly don't even need the tool. If your hands can fit through, your hands can fit. You see, I'm just going to use the tool, pry this piece back a bit, and tuck it in nice and gently. Since we're gonna have so much cable left over, I'm just gonna throw some extra here. This is where your headliner and the little safety piece meets. Pull this back a bit and you gently tuck it in. I wish I had a cameraman. It would make the angles way better. If I had a wife, we'd be able to show you a lot clearer with better crystal shots on how to tuck this nice and gently. You see that? Nice and neat. You're just gonna continuously bring this along. So now that you got to this part around the headliner, you just want to tuck it in, tuck it in, tuck it in, come across this piece. Make sure you get that nice and in there. Nice. So using your prying tool going upwards, you're just gonna, look, I'm all doing this with one hand while holding the camera, which isn't too hard. You're just gonna pry upwards, and then we're gonna run this cable right around that. Same thing with this headliner. You're just gonna come across, pull this downwards, and sneak this nice and tight into that fabric. You don't need to use the headliner, you can just use your fingers. Once again, you can take this part out, but I suggest not to. That's so much work. You don't really need to do that. You can just use your prying tool, pull the headliner back a bit, and just sneak it in there. The main reason I don't want you to pull that little piece off, if you read that little label over there, it says side curtain airbag. You don't want to like mess up the airbags, pop them out, even though you can take that piece off, but I'd suggest just prying right around it. Using our prying tool, we're just gonna gently push that wire right in between. I'm just going to use my thumbs. And for the remaining of the wire, you're just going to tuck it into the back headliner. And I'm just going to take the remainder of that wire, tuck it in. Using the little close tie that you got, you can wrap the wire up, make it nice and tight. So this is exactly how much of the wire we actually don't need to use. I'm just gonna recoil it. I'm just gonna coil it back together. And we can tuck this entire thing into the back headliner. I'm just going to use my hands. You get that last bit of wiring nice and shoved up above the headliner, and this is how your camera should look, facing outwards with the wiring all tucked nice and tight. See guys, that was super easy. That's how you install a Sotong A16W front and rear dash cam. We got the back dash cam nice and right, and the front dash cam. I'll give you a look of how it looks when you're driving front and rear camera now. Give the car a start. Adjust your seat. So as you guys can see, this is facing the front cam and that is the back cam. Nice and crystal clear. Damn, everyone and their mamas out here. Hold up, one more car coming. Alright guys, the coast is clear. Let's give this camera a check. So first time driving out of the lot right now. It looks very clear. I can see the front license plates clearly through the camera. Sorry if my shot's not as crispy as I like it to be. It's not easy driving with one hand and just trying to record the camera with the other. So I'm just gonna turn around the corner, make sure everything's nice and safe. And now I look up, yep, the camera's showing crystal clear. I see everything in sight. What a pleasant day in the neighborhood. Thank you guys for tuning into my video, checking it out. Thank you for staying this long and watching it through. I hope you learned how to install the front and rear dash cam. Take care guys, have a beautiful day. Like, comment, and subscribe for more.